29.
28.
27.
26.
25.
24.
23.
22. 21.
20.
19.
18.
17.
16.
15.
14. 13. 12.
11.
10.
8.
6.
6. What happened to 7?
7.
5.
4.
3.
2.
1. 0.
Guys, I just realized I hadn't set up anything. I hadn't adjusted for this microphone. I hadn't done any of that. Newman, we've talked about this. I'm in San Diego. Like, I'm almost to Mexico. Like, there are no more American exits south of me, and it's pretty nice. It's like 48 degrees right now. So Aiden's going to work in 6 hours. Well, that sucks. Aiden sent me a video. Guys, I'm sorry. I couldn't bring it up. So I'm still going to end it at 9:30. I still have a lot of stuff to do. It's only going to be an hour live feed. But my wife's been fighting with migraine all afternoon. She came home from work and she was like, "Can you take the kid to her skating?" And I was like, "Yeah, I can do that." So you guys are going to get to bed after an hour of this. I still have to film an entire video and edit it and get it ready to go tomorrow. So, but I kind of wanted to talk about, I realized something today as I was going through some of this stuff. Like, I have a lot of knives. I should get some every once in a while. It's the weather. It's been like we had hail and some mild rain and thunder here this morning. But it's been raining a couple days, and when weather's like that, she typically will have like a migraine headache. So I was like, yeah, I'll take her. So I took a kid to the ice rink and picked her up from school, took her straight. And so I didn't even get back until right before dinner. So I hadn't had time to film because I was sharpening a lot of stuff today. I had a bunch of stuff I had to sharpen. So if we're going to have a video for tomorrow, I'm just going to have to stay up tonight. Just watching it. Yeah, not a lot of people watched that. I don't know why. It was quite a striking thumbnail, I thought. I actually put a lot of work into the thumbnail. That thumbnail was 100%. I didn't use a template. That was just like a bare bones blank template, and I built that thumbnail from scratch. What's up, Nathan Thurman? One of my paying members. So is Yoda. I still have not. So guys, if you join the membership, I have not had time to update that text crawl at the end. So at the end of my videos, everybody, if you guys stick around to the end, sometimes there's cool stuff. I'm going to start adding little things at the very end to kind of entice you guys to watch all the way through. Because the longer you guys watch, the better YouTube ranks my videos. So right now I was looking at it. It looks like 28% of people watch my videos all the way through. 28% of the viewers watch it from beginning to end. And a lot of that is people that are in the premiere. So what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to put little, I don't know what you want to call them, but like little things at the very end. So there may be some flash giveaway stuff that is done at the end of the video, after the text crawl, after the recognition tile, as I like to call it. So when those names all scroll up, hey, I don't have my ding, 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 ding. I move stuff around because I cleaned the entire studio earlier today. But thank you, Aiden. I like that. I was actually going to see if I could, I'm going to try and send it to myself from my phone so we can watch it. I just don't 100% know where I put my phone, if you want to know the truth, which is, that's not good. At any rate, so I was going to talk about that a little bit later. But I'm thinking about putting some stuff at the end. So there might be some like flash giveaway stuff that gets done at the very end of the video that's not just for members and stuff like that. And it wouldn't be during the premiere. It would be like people are watching after. So there might be some surprise giveaway stuff at the very end, just to entice people to watch. But like I was saying, I was looking at something today, and the video that I'm planning on shooting, I'm going to do the full review of this knife. So I'm going to do the full review of this knife tonight after we get done at what would be 9:30 my time, but later for you, because I don't want you guys to try and like, I may stick around a little bit longer. We may go till 10 my time and see who all's here, but it was good. It was good, Aiden. But I'm going to do the full review of this, and I wasn't sure if I was ever going to do an actual full review of this Acheron Bastinelli collab called the L'Ascension. And I'm not gonna lie, I fucking love this thing. Sorry, I dropped an F-bomb. I'm going to try and keep the cursing a minimum in videos. Since I don't allow profanity really in the comments, but that's typically for my pre-recorded videos. It just happens to affect this. But at any rate, I am going to do a video about this because I really like this knife. And I realize I carry it a lot. I mean, really a lot. Probably about as much as I carry my sea snake, if not more. Right now, I just don't have a sea snake here that I would carry. And I got to thinking about it. I was like, I have got a serious problem. I've got way more fixed blade knives than any one person should have. I'm currently sitting here next to an entire milk crate that is, yeah, just a fuller on one side, D-Metal. And I found that unusual too, but I kind of find it cool. It's a really, really nice knife. But I was looking at it, I was like, I have got so many fixed blade knives. I have an entire milk crate full of fixed blade knives. There might be a couple folders in there, some of my older ones, but I have so many, and they just keep accumulating. Like this. Same guy that gifted me this. I still don't know where I put my phone. That is weird. At any rate, same guy that gifted me this. This is ridiculous. It's over the top and it's obscene, but I love it. Sell some of them. I think you're on the wrong channel. You should know, especially like the stuff that I have that's gifts and stuff like that. Things that were gifts to me don't ever go anywhere. Well, I mean, if times really got tight, I would, but things that are gifts to the channel may or may not stay. But this thing is great. This is that lion steel. But I mean, I'm really looking at it. And I was like, what is my deal with fixed blades? I really do need to figure out where I put my phone. Oh, I was just sitting on it. Well, Gilbert, ding, 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 ding. Somebody just sent me something. My buddy Clint. You guys remember Clint? My best friend Clint.
High kick to double rabbit punch. Hey, your friend wanted me to let you know you got a tiny pee-pee.
Oh, that's great. So, blame Dexter. I don't remember if I've seen you in the live feeds. So at any rate, like what I was saying is, I think I have a problem. I have more fixed blades. Let me just reach down and I can just grab a handful of fixed blades. Just right out of this crate that's right here. And I mean, a handful of them are gifts. Some of them are things that I bought. There it is. Haven't messed with this thing for a while. I love this. Thing's great. And I mean, I have them all. But the thing is, like the majority of this stuff, either is stuff that just can't be replaced. This is a cold steel that was made before GSM took over. So I don't know what the quality on this higher end stuff is going to be like. So yeah, Nathan. All right, cool. Well, I don't see a problem either. So, oh, guys, I'm actually going to do a video about this necklace eventually. I'm wearing it so that I can actually do it. It's something that the company sent me. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know, but I'll show it. I have a handful of knives that my buddy Tino is wanting to sell. If any of you want to, what's up, Spitfire? I have a left-handed full custom Magnum Blade Works custom. It is left-handed. It is a lefty, but it's a full custom. That he sent me. I don't know a lot about it, but if that's he sell, and it's, hey, take a break, take a breath. So this is a Magnum Blade Works full custom that he ordered a while back that he's wanting to part with because he doesn't ever carry it. And it's weird. So it is a left-handed, but it has two sets of thumb studs. It has one forward, one aft. So it's a good-looking knife. It is left-handed, but it's pretty nice. It's not something I would buy. Now, I don't know what the price point is, so you guys would have to get a hold of me to find out. Now, this one I'm kind of conflicted on because this is an Emerson Super Karambit. That is just ridiculous. That is. I can't. Here's the thing. I can't even get my finger. I can't even get my finger in it. Like Nathan's lefty. So this is a Super Karambit, an Emerson Super Karambit. Now, Tino and I did the red ceramic on the liners on this. So it is a little, it's not stock, but this could be carried left or right-handed. So it does have a reversible pocket clip. I feel bad showing that to you guys, but this is it is an Emerson and it does have the wave feature. And then he also has, here at my house, he has a S110V Mannix. An S110V Mannix that he's wanting to part with. And then I have one other one that you guys really might be interested in. It came from someone to me, to him. So let me grab it. Hang on a second. But it is in this roll over here. It is. Now, this is the one. This is the one that if I was going to sell, I told him, I mean, this one is pretty much the only reason this was here. He was debating having me sharpen it because he's never carried it. Is this it? No. Probably on this end then. He's never carried it. It did have an issue. Yes, it shows what? This is a Hoback Quayback with the Tanto grind. It hasn't been resharpened. It is, I'm not gonna lie, it's really, really smooth. I had to fix the action on it. It had an issue. And I did fix it. But other than that, it's never been carried, really it has no snail trails or anything really to speak of. Hey, what's up, Shane? Blade is in really good shape, doesn't have any scratches or anything other than just like what it came with the stonewash. So I don't know the prices on these. I don't know what he's trying to sell these for. This thing is so smooth now. It had an issue where we couldn't get the pivot in the way it was supposed to be, and it was really gritty. Now it is like buttery smooth. I'm just not a fan of this knife. I'm just not a fan of it. So those are the knives he's selling. So if any of you guys are interested in those, the Mannix in S110V, the Emerson, or the Magnum Blade Works Custom. Tim Z, I saw your video today, Tim. So I wanted to touch on this. I'm not going to show the video, but have you guys seen the video? I hadn't seen it yet. Have you seen the video that Greg Medford put up about his Instagram account? He, I believe, has finally just completely gone off the deep end. He sounds like a complete maniac in his video, talking about foreign people have hacked his Instagram account and they're holding it ransom for Bitcoin and stuff like that. And I'm like, it's official. Greg Medford has completely lost his ever-loving fucking mind. I mean, I knew he was on the verge. I knew he was on the verge, but I didn't know he had completely went off the deep end. He's completely neck deep in batshit crazy at this point. And I've said it for a long time. I said it was coming. I've said it. I mean, I think you guys have heard me say it. I've said it was coming. That he was going to completely lose his mind. And, you know, and I mentioned a couple things. Greg's a maniac. I don't like Greg. You know why I don't like Greg? Because he gets on these anti-Asian rants and he doesn't make any differentiation. He just spouts these anti-Asian hate. And I'm like, I'm not good with that. I'm just not. So if you had someone, let me see here. If you have someone message you on Instagram asking for help, do not help them. Their account was hacked and they're attempting to get your next. You know what? Here's the thing. Unless I know who you are on Instagram, I'm not going to answer your texts. I'm just not. But at any rate, I don't like Jake Hoback all that much, but I can appreciate this is a well-made knife. This really, really is. I don't like Jake because of some things he's done, but I just don't like his. I just don't like his personal. Well, we'll get into that some other time. But at any rate, like I said, this one is for sale. I got this. Now, I do know that this would probably be. I think he's probably going to sell. Like, I mean, really look at it. There's no snail trails to speak of. It's never really been carried. Any scratches that are on it are from me trying to fix the action, because there definitely was something wrong with it when I got it and we fixed it. And I mean, now it's just shy of drop shut. So there could be some little minor scratches on it, but it has a nice heavy stone wash on it. I think he'd probably be looking like 6 to 7 on something like this. But I mean, it still has the original edge on it coming from Jake Hoback. Oh, I don't click on very many links. Like I don't like if you send me a link to something, I very rarely click on it unless it's like a YouTube video link. Like that's I know the signs and symptoms of somebody having a hacked account. I mean, really, the big scope of things. Have you seen my Instagram account? There's not a lot going on it. There really isn't. So yeah, like I said, any of those knives, if you're interested in them, let me know, and I'll find out what he wants for them. He does have the wood case for this. I just don't have it here. He has the wood case for this, and it came with a little chip out of it, like a little nick out of it. So he does have the wood case that Jake sends all his stuff in, and you can see it's an honest to God Hoback, and this is the thing. It's not a bad knife. It's not a style of knife that I particularly love. So, and then if you came in late, this little Magnum blade works full custom. It's weird because it's a lefty. It's a good looking blade. I'm not a fan of the handles. No, it's a lefty. I'm trying to like, why won't the lock bar move? Because you pushed it on the show scale, you dummy. It's a lefty. So those are the things he has for sale. There may be some more stuff. So like I said, if you are interested in any of those, feel free to email me. My email is in the description of almost all my videos. So back to something else. I want to get back to this. This thing, I haven't seen anything. So Ethan, I hadn't seen anything about the Rick Hinderer thing. You know, he was talking about censoring comments. I don't typically censor comments for anything other than just like things that are like the no buttons that YouTube doesn't like. It's fun messing with hacked accounts, trying to contact them. I will tell you, I had a dude that was contacting me and I was messing with him back and forth. He was like, it was one of those like the Egyptian prince or something is going to send you like $1 million. And I just kept going with it back and forth and back and forth. And I never recorded any of it, but it was hilarious. And then I saw Jim Skelton do the same thing with a dude that was sending unsolicited, like, buy my Pakistani shitty knives. And Jim Skelton did like an entire thing. Like he kept going with him and he was telling me, he was like, could I trade goats for it? You know, cause I'm cash poor, but I'm goat rich. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, Jim. Oh, thank you, Aiden. Thank you for doing that. So I have a friend from high school whose mother I know, and she's a little bit older than my mother because she had an older son. He was a couple years older than me, so she's older than my mom. And she was reaching out to me like, "Oh, it's been so long and all this." And I saw the profile picture and I was like, "Well, that's not the Cheryl Hampton I know." And I just it was just hilarious. I just kept going with it and talking stuff, like asking her about her boys and stuff like that. But oh, guys, you know what I found? Do you know what I found in my box of random stuff? I found a blank for one more of my custom heat treat 20 CV Viper neck knives. And I'm going to do this one with a hollow grind chisel. So if anybody wants that one's going to be a little bit more pricey than usual because it's going to be a lot of work to do all the finishing and stuff here. But I'm going to get it all ready and stuff like that, and then we can work it out. But anybody's interested in that, you can reach out to me. I don't know, Aiden, you'd have to get a hold of me. We can talk about it. I'm going to do one. It has heat treat scale left on it. So if you want it to look rustic and hand forged, I can pretty much do that and just leave it like that. So commie scumbags. Snuzz, I've made a bunch of the Viper neck knives, Kiridashis. I have one blank left that was already heat treated. Somehow it fell down in the back, and I didn't realize I still had it. It fell down in the back of my my case of stuff that I use for knife making. And I was like in between the foam, I have a great big Pelican case that I would roll back and forth to Elliot's. It's a huge Pelican case, like the $2,000 Pelican case. And I have all of my knife making belts and gear and my eye protection and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, I haven't looked in here. I wonder if there's anything I should like pull out. And I saw that like the foam was sticking out and I was like, what is that? And I pulled it out and I was like, holy crap, there's one of those left. So I will make that. I'm thinking about, because I have an 8-inch and a 10-inch hollow, I was thinking about doing a deep hollow and then sharpening it right across the flat of the hollow and then just knock the burr off. I think that would give it a crazy edge. So mainly because I don't have a leather strap to do it with. I'm feeling a lot better, Cue Ball. I appreciate it. I still am not great. It's day to day, and I still have been running a fever on and off, and I have some pain. My doctor is looking at my blood work, and I have to get the colonoscopy and everything. But yeah. So now that we've talked about my weird fetish with having like more fixed blade knives than any 3 people should, I wanted to talk about something that someone argued with me, and they're like, what's your favorite multi-tool? And I told him, and they're like, well, that's not a multi-tool. And I'm like, really? I 100% disagree. This is my favorite ever multi-tool ever of all time. And they're like, well, that's not a multi-tool. I was like, really? Because it's got a screwdriver. It's got a leather punch that you guys can't see. It's got a pair of scissors. And actually, the scissors on these, the Victorinox, way better than the old Wenger. Do you guys remember when Wenger used to make I think all the way up to like 2003, 2004, there were 2 different companies that made Swiss Army knives. And you could tell the difference by the logo. The Victorinox had the traditional Swiss shield, and then the Wenger had just the square box with the cross in it. And so I've had both, and the Victorinoxes are way better. And I'm going to tell you why I think they're so much better. There is one particular thing that is so much better about them. Like the blades on them are better. That tool right there, that specific tool is way better on the Victorinox knives than any of the Wengers. And it's because not only do you have a really, really good can opener that I have used. I've used this a lot, this can opener. You can see it's kind of chipped at the end there. You have a small flathead, a large flathead with bottle opener, and a Phillips. Way, way better. The quality on these are way better. Where do you get a sea snake? Okay, Havoc, if you go to any of my videos, there's an affiliate link for the sea snake in my videos. I don't think that populates here when I go live on, I don't think it'll populate right now. If you go down to the description, I don't think it's there. But if you go to today's video that I put up and scroll down past my merch store, which you should buy some merch and send me pictures of you wearing your merch, so I put them in the videos, and all that other stuff, you get down, you'll see a recommended list. You'll see knives. You'll see some CGRB. You'll see a bunch of stuff. They're all Amazon affiliate links. You can get my sea snake on Amazon with my affiliate link, and I get paid twice. So I get paid for the purchase, and I get an affiliate link. So yeah, the blacked out sea snake. I don't have one anymore. I gave one to my buddy Josh. There was a kid. I shouldn't call him a kid. He's a chief petty officer in the Navy now. I hadn't seen him in a couple of years. He used to work for me, and I can call him a kid because he's significantly younger than me. So when he was first starting his career in the military, I was pretty much finishing mine up. It was one of my last commands. I worked with this kid, and he was a great kid. And when you have kids, when you're in the military and you have kids that work for you, you can recognize someone that's going to go far, not by politicking, which some of these other kids that work for me did. Like you can pick those guys that are going to just take the jobs that only are in the bright light. They're not going to do the grunt work. They're not going to get dirty. They're not going to do those things. They're not going to be the hardworking guys. And they're not going to make rank on their merits. They're going to make it on the fact they had a lot of face time. This kid, Josh, was not like that. So I always loved this kid. I told him, like, I would have, if I had a son and he turned out the way this kid did, I would be very proud. And he's always looked up to me as a mentor and stuff. So I hadn't seen him in a couple of years. He comes back. He's a chief now, made chief on the last cycle. First year as a chief. So he came back and we talked. We sat here for like 3 hours and just BS'd in the garage and talked. And I had intended on getting one for him and getting it sent to him, and I never did it. And I had my all blacked out version of the sea snake that I carried a little bit, and I gave that to him with the with the tech lock for this knife. I don't think I would ever carry this as a tech knife. What's up? Who's saying what? Who called me a kid? Anyone younger than me as a kid? Yeah. So I may actually be able to start going back to work soon. As soon as these mask mandates change, I may be able to go back to work. I was talking with a guy and he said, we could probably get you on as equipment operator. If you want to learn, like, I know how to ride fork trucks and run certain pieces of equipment, but I may be able to go and get a job with them as an equipment operator. But I'm also looking at a couple other things which wouldn't be as taxing. My doctor is definitely telling me, he's like, look, I hate to tell you this, but he's like, you can't keep up the pace that you did 3 years ago, or 2 years ago, or a year ago. He's like, you have a medical, you have a medical condition that's going to continue to degrade. And I know this because Nathan, hell, my baby sister is older than you. So, but at any rate, this is a multi-tool. Now, I got some news for you guys. I'm gonna have Bobby DeMarco from the Knife Junkie podcast on Friday. So Friday's gonna be a lot of fun. Make sure you're here. You tune in. But guys, if you're not getting notifications from Netflix or from YouTube, just know that I'm probably, in all likelihood, going to go live Monday, Wednesday, Friday, unless I'm sick. Zach, I need you to text me your address again. I've got that knife all packed up and I need to send it. So giveaway stuff, I'm not gonna lie. So I had a hard time getting a hold of one gentleman that won the knife. The second knife that I gave away, I had a real hard time getting a hold of the guy, and I just finally got their address. And then Zach, when I have the last 3 giveaways worth of knives are still here, but they're packed up. I just finished sharpening the SOG for Metal Man Sean. James Straub's CJRB C-Lax is over there ready to go to him because he just sent me his address. And as soon as Zach sends me his address, he will get that artisan Cazador. So it's not, I don't want you guys to think I'm pulling a slicey dicey. Those things are going out. It just sometimes takes a while. But the new deal is I'm going to do a giveaway. And if I have not gotten a response back within a week, I'm going to just pick a new winner. I can't have that much stuff. Winston, I was just talking about you, dude. Winston, tomorrow's video, the video I'm going to film after this is this. Bro, I love this thing. I didn't ever figure I would like this knife this much. 2A Dave is here. 2A Dave is one of my moderators and a paying member. And you got this. Another gift from Winston Cabrera. Winston, I want to ask you, like, so since you're here, or will be for a minute, where did you get this one? Because I just want to make sure that I'm looking it up from the right place. BW. I think I know who that is. I think that's Brian with a Y. Y-R-I-A-N. First time I texted him that way, I was like, what's up, Brian? And he was like, I spelled it with the Y because he's like, my name's Brian with a Y, like B-R-Y-A-N. Because I had texted him like B-R-I-A-N. He goes, what's Brian with a Y? So I texted him back, Y-R-I-A-N. And he goes, what is that? I was like, hey, man, you told me your name's Brian with a Y. Like, don't get upset with me because you're arbitrary spelling rules. So pretty sure that's who that is. I know, but then shit sits. Everybody says that, but the fact is, like, no one else does it. Everyone else is like 2 days. If I don't hear anything for 48 hours, in 48 hours, it goes to someone else. It is Brian with a Y. Then why isn't it YW? What happened? Wait, okay, so what, Gilbert? My week starts up again tomorrow after the ice storm. Oh, you had an ice storm. I see. It's a pain. Well, here's the thing. Like, it sits there, and then when I have more than one thing accumulate, no, Dave, you didn't win something. No. Then I have to think about the fact, like, there's like $35, $40 in shipping right there, plus all the stuff. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 boxes of sharpening stuff that has to go out this week for customers that I haven't sent out. Well, one of them has a prepaid label in it. And I know that they pay up front, but it still stings when you wind up going to the post office and dropping like 50, 60 bucks to send stuff out. But the fact is, I stopped charging a handling fee. So I'm not charging that handling fee because I know everything's expensive. I know the price of gas. I know what everybody's going through. Why do you think, like, I saw the price of everything going up? I dropped the prices for my sharpening service. Just a little respite. And if you're a paying member, you get $5 off on top of that. Like, I locked my price in at $25. I don't upcharge Glen Grit. You can get my knives sharpened. You can get me to sharpen knives all the way up to 12,000 grit now for $25. As long as I don't have to reprofile or remove chips or fix a tip, that's extra, which I'm starting to really hold, because there was a lot of times I just would do it and not charge people, but I kind of have to now. But yeah, I locked my prices in at a lower rate, and I just started using carrier pigeons. Nice one, Patina. Nice one. I just stopped charging the handling. So it's just shipping. So whatever it costs for shipping, like if it's $8.50 for a small flat rate box, then it's $8.15. You just have to. I would prefer if you guys just do a prepaid shipping label, because I just hand that to the mail person. Oh, pardon me. Snuzz. So I do want to do a big shout out to all the paying members. They've been really cool about it. And I apologize that there has not been any early access to videos, but I'm trying something. I was trying to see how it affected the views and things like that on. I wanted to see how it was going to affect the views and the algorithm, because someone that has a not relatively large, I have a huge channel. So I have a couple of people that I've talked to that have huge channels. One of them being Somnium, and another guy that's like just like, I'd rather you didn't mention it, but there's another guy that has a million plus subscribers that reached out to me, and he was like, I don't do early access to videos, even though YouTube says it's a benefit you should offer your paying members. And I asked why, and he said, because while it's great for the paying members, and they get early access to videos and things like that, it's actually going to hurt you on the algorithm because you have a video that the algorithm sees that sits there with 6 views for like 2-3 days. So that lists it as a poorly performing video, and it doesn't get recommended as highly. He was like, you can do premieres. Like I checked with him, and he was like, no, the premieres are good. And he was like, but if you do them as an early access and only a few people can see them, then you're hurting yourself on the algorithm. And I was like, huh, I never think about that. So we're testing it. I don't see any real change. I've only been doing it for like 2 weeks now. So I'm not sure. What did Brian say here? I don't, you know what? I don't care. Murky's here. Murky and I watched Reacher. What did we watch? 4 episodes? 3 or 4 episodes of Reacher on Sunday? I haven't done a movie day in a while, guys. If you guys like, I'll keep saying it. I'll keep posting it up, and I'll put a link to it. Murky and I are usually the only people that ever watch a movie or ever watch the movie day stuff because just no one ever shows up. I don't know it's Sunday, but the fact is, like, Sundays. What am I thanking? What are you thanking? What am I thanking you for? What am I thanking you for, Havoc? I'm just saying, like, it's just me and Murky. Like Murky and I are the only ones in there, and I don't care. I was gonna watch stuff anyway. I was messing around. I was fixing some stuff and working on a pew and stuff like that. But like, so a lot of people are like, "How come you only do lives during the week?" And I'm like, well, the wife and kid. That's when I spend time with them, is on weekends. Right now, my kid is doing school and stuff like that. My wife's in there watching Japanese TV, and we don't spend a lot of time together during the week. We very rarely, if you want to know the truth, actually eat. We very rarely like eat dinner together. I usually make my own food. My wife makes her own food. My daughter has started making her own food. I mean, so are there cookies? You mean for the movie day? I mean, if you bring your own cookies, there are. So yeah, we do have a good time. We have a good time. We'll get in the chat. I actually had the camera up so that so you guys could have seen me, but I turned the audio off. And like I did get into the lettuce a little bit, and at one point I was making my dinner because I eat one meal a day, and so I had made myself, like, basically it was like ooey kablooey. It's like a casserole. I had like 3 cans of cooked chicken that I strained, a can of pinto beans, 2 cans of the Mexican style chilies and diced peppers, or diced tomatoes. So one was just green chilies and one was habaneros and tomatoes. So it was just like together, and I cooked them all up with garlic and salt and pepper, and it came out great. It was delicious. It was almost like chili, if you want to know the truth. But oh, okay, I got you. I didn't see all of it. Sometimes it jumps. Like I said, sometimes the comments jump. So. Oh, no, I'm just saying, I know. And I got upset the first few times because there were so many people who were like, yeah, we'll vote, we'll be there. And then no one showed up. But I can't get upset. I know Sundays are usually a day that a lot of people are either hungover or really busy. And so, you know, I just, like, I got upset because I had set it up and everybody voted and no one showed up. But that's a whole lot of cans, Mike. It is, but like, guys, if you were to look at it, I probably got 30 cans of canned tuna and about 30 cans of canned chicken. And it's not like it's going to go bad, and it's cheap. So I bought all that stuff when the pandemic hit, and I still have, I probably got 15 or 20 cans of Southgate chili. I bought a whole case of it. I have a couple boxes still of it. I bought a couple cases of it. So it was just stuff that, like, knowing that you might not be able to get to the store, and maybe the shelves will be empty, and now, especially too. I don't know if you've seen the Build Back Better diet, but if you go to the grocery store, a lot of them shelves, there's stuff you just can't buy because it ain't there. That's that Build Back Better diet. Actually, I was cleared that I could drink, but I just haven't felt like it. So, Walt Gilbert, yeah, I'm sorry, man. Like I said, the weekends is time that I do stuff like that, because I mean, even if I'm out here, my kid is tuna is great food, full of protein. Well, here's the thing. I have a lot of cheese frozen in my deep freeze. I bought a bunch of cheese and I sliced it up and I froze it. I vacuum sealed it and I froze it. And there's not much I like more in this world than a patty melt on wheat bread, or not a patty melt, a tuna melt on wheat bread. I love it. As a matter of fact, I need to get some of that cheese out and thaw it out. I've had mountain oysters a bunch of times when they do the sheep. What? Wait, where's he asking if I'm going? I haven't seen it. Didn't even know about it. I will probably be going to the Cali Custom Show, the next one they have. They're having them 2 a year, the spring and the fall now. So I'll be going to that one because it's just like literally up the road. I didn't even know they had one. So I honestly didn't see your comment. So I'm not a big fan of rye bread unless it's on a Reuben. So, but no, I mean, back to the topic at hand. I honestly need to go through some of these. I need to go through some of these fixed blades and probably get rid of them. And I probably will sell some of them to you guys. Some of them might be used as giveaways, but I have some stuff here that just like it never gets taken out. I mean, there's some stuff I just can't get rid of, you know, as gifts, or they were my father's knives or stuff like that. But yeah, I've got a lot of fixed blade knives that I just don't use or carry. Hey, Addicted to Knives is here. I was going to try and do it for today, and I forgot. I was going to do it yesterday or the day before. I was going to try and get Tale of Knives to come on and talk about the whole thing with the what was I going to say? With the Leatherman thing. So I'm not big on that. I don't like that. Like I'm not like the only Buy American guy. I'm not that guy, but I am definitely like, if somebody's stealing someone's designs, I'm not about that. Bought a sea snake and a baby banner. Did you use the same link for both? Because any of my affiliate links, if you go in, anything you purchase once you're through the affiliate link, I get credit for it. Oh, I'm not doing a Discord. No. Okay. The problem with starting a Discord is I would then have to do exactly the same stuff that I already have to do here to moderate, because Discord also has rules of conduct and things like that. I don't have to deal with that. I already have to spend enough time. Like I might not respond. Like I've heard people complain. Like there was a guy, well, I Mike stopped answering any comments. And I was like, that's because at this point, I've got like, when I only had a couple hundred videos up, I could manage and kind of read and respond to like almost every comment because I only got a few. I want you to think about the fact that I have videos going back 1,000 videos back and people still drop comments on them. I don't have any, like I literally have to spend hours and hours a week just making sure that the comments aren't something that needs to be taken down. So like, unless you guys are wanting to like have me start it and you guys take charge of it and moderate it, it's not happening. I'm not doing it. Well, members, I could probably do a members only one. And that would work for doing an AMA. I don't know. I'll think about it, Ethan. I'll think about it. D-Metal, that's fine. I know I started late anyway. Because, like I said, I had to take the kid to ice skating. I might stick around. If you guys want to stick around for a little bit, I'll stick around. I drank a bunch of coffee because I do know that I have to film an entire video and edit it and get it ready to go up tomorrow at 4 p.m. And then probably get up, like probably just go to sleep here. I'm probably going to sleep in the garage, to tell you the truth. I'll probably get a couple hours sleep and then get up early and film another video so that I can edit in the afternoon. Because I have to take my daughter at like 1, I have to take my daughter to the ice rink that's 30 miles away. Now, granted, I'm just dropping her off and then I'm coming back and I could probably finish filming and editing, but you figure it's going to be 2 o'clock by the time I get back, and then the premiere, I might not be in the premiere. I might just have to just film. So I don't know. Yeah. And like you said, it's hard getting enough knives to make videos, yet alone doing a whole nother platform. I have 2 other channels. I don't know if you guys know that. I have a channel on Full30 and there is some exclusive content, but it wasn't a time constraint thing. I told the guys that run Full30, I was like, look, it's not that I don't want to make content for here, but it's really hard. I have to manually port every video I make for YouTube. I have to manually port there. There is no automatic. Like if I make a video here tomorrow, later tonight, when we end this video will be available on Rumble. I don't have to do anything. It's automatic. It just happens. With Full30, I have to take the video that I posted on YouTube, go into my archive, and then carry it over and post it there and upload it, do all the same things that I have to do for a YouTube video, the description, the tags, and I have to copy all of that and do it and then wait for that to be done. And like with YouTube, if I get a video up and it's loaded but still processing, I can close YouTube, turn off my computer, and it processes on its own. If I do it on Full30, the video, I have to let that run all the way through till it finishes processing, and it's slow. And sometimes it doesn't even work. So there's that. And then there's a limit of 5 gigs. Well, some of my videos that I do in 4K, God, I wish that this worked. This is what I wish I could put those emojis up on, because I know what you guys see, but that's what I see. But like I said, with a hard 5 gigabyte limit, and I'm shooting stuff in 4K that sometimes is 20 minutes. Like that sharpening video I did the other day, I couldn't put that up. They just recently changed it, but literally I have to, spend hours to upload one video. I can upload 2 videos at a time, 3 videos at a time, 4 videos at a time on YouTube. I can set it up so that everything I do on YouTube goes automatically to Rumble. I can't do that with Full30. And I've told them, I was like, guys, you gotta fix this because I can't put up content. They're working on it. So the CEO is, he and I talk directly a lot and of Full30. So what was this? Not your average EDC talking about multiple TRM lockup centering issues. I've never had one. I've never seen one. I've never even heard of one. So Walt Gilbert did a Brocky Boy. It's actually kind of cool. It looks a lot like this. Matter of fact, if you want the truth, it looks exactly like that. That's exactly what it looks like. So yeah, about it. I don't know. I don't know anything about it. I've not gotten to handle anything in MagnaCut. There's my Brocky Boy. My Brocky Boy is bigger than yours. That's unfortunate, Mike, that you'd throw that out there like that. It's a little bit, it's a little braggadocious, don't you think? Hang on a second, guys. I just realized something. Oh, well, you know what? With a black background, I don't have to do it anymore. The shadows make my ears look like they're out of focus. So I haven't gotten any MagnaCut in for sharpening yet, so I don't know how it's gonna hold up. So, hey, there's a set of binoculars in that con. Hey, wait. Is it? No. I know what that is. Ouch. Tell me I'm not still a teenager. Tell me I'm not still a 14-year-old kid at heart. I thought that was my old field set of binoculars. Oh yeah, I did on patina. I did on Sunday. That's why I was saying I got into the lettuce, and while Murky and I were watching the video, the movie or the TV show we were watching during movie day, when I put up the link, I had my camera set up and I had oven mitts on. I was like, and he was like, "What is wrong with you?" So you're still not a 14-year-old kid in Akron. I'm probably gonna have to stop though. If I take that equipment operator job, I gotta piss clean. I may see if there's any federal positions that I could get back into as a GS11. I don't know. I just don't want to do that. Mall Ninja Mike, you need to make a character of that. I already have Supervisory Mike. So you know how like I have this hat, and then PDM has his hat. Have you met my father, the boss? Boss man has a special hat. I still have my. So this is from the job I did. I worked at so SeaWorld has a new roller coaster. I worked on that project for several months out there, doing all the irrigation, all the land forming, and all the weed nets and biobasins and all that shit. We worked out there for a while. That was a fun job. That was a fun job. Where's my foil hat? I'll see. I don't fall in on a lot of those weird conspiracy theories. So, cue ball. That's why you go straight there if I want some Benchmade bids. What? Snuzz, Zach is a Benchmade resident. I actually am sharpening, or actually just did sharpen, an old school Contigo. It's still over here. You guys want to see? I sharpened a couple knives for my buddy Tino today. I'll show you a couple of them that I sharpened. I actually sharpened 3, and we're going to do the full review of this one. So you guys have this to look forward to. I have the Sharp by Design Mini Tempest that I'm going to do a full review of. Sharpened that. So I was talking to Brian when I did it. I was like, Brian, it's this M390. And he was like, yeah. I was like, well, they definitely got their M390 on point, because that knife fought me the entire way to get it sharp. It's terrifying right now. But I sharpened this Todd Begg Knives Quaken to 2,000, 3,000 grit. This thing's dangerous sharp right now. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not a big fan of this knife. Tell you the truth, I don't like that big swept blade, and I definitely don't like the double guard on it. But boy, is it sharp. And then this is the Contigo that I sharpened for him. This is an old one in M4. This is dangerous. Not going to lie. This knife is dangerous. M4 at 2,000 grit. M4 at 2,000 grit takes a different mirror polish than anything I've seen at 2,000 grit. That looks like I'm not gonna lie. The 2,000 grit on M4 looks like 8 to 10,000 grit on any other steel, and it is terrifying. I love M4 is one of my favorite steels. It rusts. I just get it. It gets rusty. And then this knife is just like, This is like a knife that if you just wanted to put it on a shelf and look at it, but never like grabbing it, you're like, ah, what the fuck? Why is it like that? Why? Why is it sharp everywhere? Why is everything sharp? Why is there so much sharp on that? To quote Nick Shabazz, yeah, it's like grabbing a whole handful of hornets. It's exactly what it's like. Why? Zach, you tell me. Like, you're the resident expert. Was there a reason? Was this to prevent you from doing heavy cutting so that you didn't find out that your knife was crappy? I mean, I don't know. What was like, oh, you can't cut anything. You can't do any heavy use of this because it's going to hurt your hand. That way you don't find out like the lockout's wrong or something. Is that what it was? I don't know. It's not good, but I just realized how bushy my mustache has gotten. I should just like shave off everything but the mustache, full on Sam Elliott. Good for glove use. I don't know about that. Like, but I mean, honestly, how often am I going to wear gloves? I didn't even wear gloves. We were supposed to. I didn't even wear gloves on the job site half the time, to tell you the truth. Doing construction. It's ribbed for your pleasure. Okay, guys, ready for this? I was talking to Polly, and so I was talking to Polly on the phone, and he said something. He was talking about like what happened with my diverticulitis, and he's like, "Well, how's that happen?" And I was like, "It's just like the folds and like all the folds and creases and stuff in your stomach." And what's up, Miles? Roost? And he was like, stop talking about folds and rolls. I'm gonna have a splashback. And I was like, what did you are you talking about the dude you were last night that hadn't been snipped, like circumcised? And he was like, yeah, I'm not talking to you anymore. He was like, but we wound up talking for about another 30 minutes. Polly's been pretty busy. I talked to Polly for about 30 minutes this morning. Polly's going through a life crisis. Like every day. Like he's going through a midlife crisis like since I met him. Like every day. I love that dude. He and I were talking about, I was like, there's just not like Polly and I probably don't need therapists. I have a therapist, but I probably don't need one. I probably just could call Polly. Like he'll call me and he'll start screaming and hollering about shit. I'm like, you don't have a therapist. He's like, no, it's why I call you. Great dude. But then this. So I did this to 4,000. I think I did it to 4. Really, really good mirror polished edge on this, but I'm not gonna lie. This knife fought me the entire time. So if you have one of these, I'm gonna tell you right now, Jesus, close that. I'm too tired to be fucking around with something that sharp. If you have one of these, you have no need to question the heat treat. The heat treat on this, possibly some of the best M390 heat treat I've seen in a very, very long time. It is hard and it gets so sharp. Cue ball, did yours come with, like, Brian asked me to, like, hey, he's like, I don't know, just make sure, like, I think I put one of your cards in every one of these. Did yours come with a card? Who's Sis Ortiz? What? I don't see. Don't see. Did you buy a Corvette yet? Nah, he's got a kid, man. Okay, so it did come with one of my cards. All right, that's cool. Miles, I don't know if you were here. I have a few knives that my buddy is selling. I have a Jake Hoback Quayback. I have an Emerson Super Karambit that we did. Oh, it does look crappy on this. We did red ceramic on the liners. Which one was this now? Manix 2 in S120 or S110B. Not S125B. I wouldn't wish that on him. This one I've got to sharpen before it gets sold. And there's a Magnum Blade Works, but it's out of reach, and I don't feel like sitting up. I don't feel like standing up. So, is there another Ortiz? Hinderer Collector is here. Okay, so now I'm curious since Brant is here. What was Tim Z talking about Rick? What is the most affordable Sharp by Design they do knife? I'd love to try one. I don't know. I've never bought one. I always get like my friends always buy them, and I don't, I get to handle them, and I don't ever buy them, and I get a bunch of them for sharpening. Brian's recommended my sharpening for a while. I think this is just the first time that he's put my cards in with it, and I think had broccoli for dinner. Duke Dank had broccoli for dinner out on Oahu. They grow do they grow broccoli in Hawaii? I don't know. I'm not gonna lie. Until just not long ago, this is a true thing. Like, I like to think of myself as knowing a lot about a lot of stuff. But until the first trip we made to Disneyland, and we went to the tiki, the enchanted tiki room at Disneyland, and got to sit out in the little waiting area outside of the enchanted tiki room, and we had a Dole Whip, the pineapple whip. I did not know, swear to God, until 12 years ago, did not know that pineapples didn't grow on trees. I thought, like, in my head, they grew on a fucking tree. Did not know. Had no clue. So it was a mind. I was like looking at it, I was like, wait, are those bushes on the ground? Do they grow? I was like, I thought they grew in a tree. Like, I thought they grew like on a, like, I was picturing a fucking palm tree with pineapples, like coconuts falling out of them. Like, that's what I'm picturing. It's one of my favorite places at Disneyland. I love it. I have guys, we haven't got to go to Disneyland for a long time. And money's been tight. We hadn't had anything. I had made some money while we were gone, but things got tight again. I was planning on taking I'm probably still going to do it. And I was going to take the wife and the kid, and we were just going to go to Disneyland for like 2-3 days. Because I can get a really good deal on tickets through the base traveling tours. I may still do it. We'll see. But, I kind of owe it to my daughter. I had told her for a long time we were going to go almost every year, and we just haven't went for so long. But I love Disneyland so much. Like, I am a complete unabashed kid when we go to Disneyland. You want to see a complete transition from the responsible adult that was in the military, led troops, was in combat deployments, things like that. You want to see me turn into a 5-year-old kid all over again? Follow me around Disneyland for a day. It is a complete and utter transition. I have the Disneyland soundtrack for every ride that you would go on at Disneyland. I have the Tiki Room. I have Splash Mountain. I have the hello, Brant. I said hello already once. I have Space Mountain. I have all of the rides that you could ever want to think about going on. The Winnie the Pooh ride. I have them all, and they're on my iPod. And I no joke, you can ask Nico and Matt. I have been at the Forge in the shop 9-10 o'clock at night, and one of those guys will come in like, you're still here? Like, I was leaving, we went to dinner or something like that. Like, or Nico will show up late and I'm still there, or he'll go out to get something to eat and I'm still in the shop, and he'll come back and I'm playing like the Tiki Room, or my favorite, Pirates of the Caribbean. Dead men tell no tales. Love it. It's one of my favorite places in the world. Best place you could ever be. And it's beautiful and it's fun. Rick Hinderer to fix the customer service due to some issues to projects and stay clean. But what did he do? Did he like take down a bunch of comments? Yeah, well, Brian and I got talking about it. He was like, one of the things he says is he's like, man, people send me back knives, and he's like, and just the edge is wrecked. And I don't know if that's part of his warranty service. I don't know if he puts an edge back on them. I really feel bad that I haven't gotten a taker for a while. And so even though the stuff is tight, I did make some side money for a little project that I did with someone else. And I made a couple $1,000s. I put 1,000 of it towards her skates because she did have to get new skates. And I actually had to use the GoFundMe because my daughter outgrew her skates all of a sudden. So no, I'm not bringing any above on panel. I'm probably going to end soon anyway. We started late. It's been an hour, and well, I don't feel good. I'm worn out, and I still have to. The whole thing is I still have to film a video after, so I don't think I'm gonna bring anybody up. It gets silly. Is that how I hurted my bum? No, it's not. No. So yeah, I mean the GoFundMe. I actually had to use the GoFundMe. We just ordered her boots from Italy. Like guys, like you guys want to like people are like, why do you want to GoFundMe? Like what is it? There's unforeseen expenses. So just the boots to get them made and sent from Italy is right about $500. So, okay, this is what I was wanting to know. A person argued in the Facebook page, and the admins deleted the post. Customer service made an unlisted video to bash on that person. Well, that's not cool. I believe it started raining again outside. It is raining outside. The best thing about San Diego, like the best thing about it raining in San Diego, like I don't like a lot. It doesn't rain here very often. People are like, oh, it's raining because they get so used to just never rain in San Diego. It rained enough in the last 2 days. I won't have to run my sprinklers for like 2 weeks. Like my yard is still flooded, and I'm like, I'm cool with that. You're only a few hours. I'll tell you what, man. It is a blast. Like the wife and I might not get along all the way up, and the trip Dole Whip. I love a Dole Whip, man. It's amazing. My grandmother and grandfather went somewhere one time, and they got a Dole Whip, and my grandfather talked about that for years, like years. Like he was like, it would just be great if you could do it again, huh? Cue Ball got a Bracky Boy. Is it popular? Do you guys like the emojis? Because the paying members have access to emojis. So you can thank Cole. Thank you again, Zach. I don't have my bell, but ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling. And guys, so I had a few people like message me about these. Like, what are those beads? So you know, my wife's Japanese and her whole family is Buddhist and they go to the temple. And these are not necessarily like Buddhist prayer beads. These are like there's different colors that do, they're like crystals. Like there's different things that do, but these tiger's eyes are like you're supposed to wear them and it's supposed to protect you, like protect your body and keep you healthy and stuff like that. And it's just a traditional thing. And I've got several of them, but this one was so cool when she came back with this time. The beads on this one were huge. And I'm like, I'm gonna wear that. I dig it. It's just something cool. Like they thought my wife and kid they're like, oh, we brought you something back. So it's just tiger-eyed. It's just the tiger's eyes beads. No, they're not for my bum. Those are way too small. I was in the military for my entire adult life, man. I fart like this. Kind of, yeah, that's exactly what I was kind of worded away. And I have I have all the little things that hang in the windows of our car, and I've got one that's in my wallet. They're all just like, I know it's kind of like superstitious, but I can't argue it because when I started carrying some of them, business got better, things got better. So I just like, you know what? Why risk it? I'm not saying I believe in it, but I'm also saying that you have a channel sponsor. Like how did you get a channel sponsor? Because like how many subscribers did you have? We're gonna have to talk about this one offline. We're going to have to talk about this one offline. I've got to find out something because I need to get some sponsors. Read it. Read what, Cue Ball? I can't. Okay, once again, Cue Ball, I don't get those. They don't show up here. They don't show up here. I'm not on YouTube. I'm on... Oh, you got 1,500. How did you get a sponsor? You're not supposed to be able to get sponsors till it's like 10,000. So they don't pop up. But congratulations on 7 months. Because I'm not on YouTube. I'm on StreamYard. I'm not even linked in. It's a lot like, go to your phone. No, I'm not going to my phone. But congratulations on 7 months. So, sponsors. What? That sounds amazing. Where? This is what I said. Oh. Let's see. Let me go back up here. Mike, I just posted a 7-month member message. Okay, let me see here. Scrolling back up. I'm scrolling back up. I don't always see all of them, Cue Ball. I don't know where it's at. Cue Ball. I don't know. I can't always see all of the comments. Titanium frame lock stinger. Okay, dude. Yeah, that's cool. I'd be cool with seeing that. That's the one with transparent blades knife on it. Brent, you're gonna DM me, okay? 7 month. What? I knew I forgot to cancel. Damn it to hell. Can I have a refund, please? No, you may not. You may not. Okay, so now that there's like 34 people, did you guys get to watch the video that went up today about the artisan? About this bad boy? Guys, I'm not gonna lie. I was on the fence. I was definitely on the fence about this when I did that video that you saw. But that video got filmed. Jesus. I think the video that you guys saw yesterday, the video you guys saw today got filmed Saturday or either Saturday or Sunday morning. And I was talking about, like, the handles and everything feel weird on it. I like this knife. I really like this knife. And while it might have some limitations and stuff like that I will talk about in the full review, I dig this knife. Look at that action. Now, that dude's going to piss me off. He drives way too fast in this neighborhood. The action on this is way better than it should have been. I have not looked anything on it up. I know it's one of the more expensive, but please don't tell me how much they cost. I know that this is one of the more expensive offerings. I do know there's going to be a more affordable price point one that's going to be in the $70 range. I don't think I would want it. As much as I say I like the micarta and I like stuff like that, this knife, I don't think. No, I'm gonna guarantee. I'm gonna say the same thing that Nick said. I guarantee that Russell handpicked me like the best great white he had available. So there's a good chance that this is probably the best one of them I'm ever gonna see. Holy crap, this thing is fun. And the handle, I was initially kind of skeptical about that handle because it looks so skinny and weird, but I was telling Tino when he stopped by today and dropped a couple things off. I was like, It's so good. Well, cue ball, I don't have an artisan Arian here to really compare it to. I mean, I've gotten to handle a couple of them, but like I handled Chris's prototypes and stuff like that. So I don't know. The action on it, I'd say, is on par with anything. Guys, not to what happened, Grant? What happened with the DM? I would have to put the action on it on par with some of my much more expensive, not quite this good, but I'd have to put it up on par with some of my other real expensive knives. The action on this is just, it's nuts how smooth it is. It's not how free it is. There's just, you don't feel anything. There's nothing there. There's no grit. There's no drag. There's nothing. There's just like, and I was like, okay, artisan probably. Because I'm not gonna lie, and I've mentioned this before. I love artisan knives. There's a lot of times that I've gotten an artisan in, and it was really, really smooth, and then I get to mess with it, and then I'm like, oh, the pivot's a little loose, and I'll tighten it down, and it's still real smooth, but not like it was before. And that's immediately. So I open this. I'm not trying to bag on artisan. They make my knife. They do a really good job of it. I was like, okay, maybe I should check the pivot. And when I got to playing with it, I was like, no, that's locked in tight. Now I do want to take the pivot screw out of this and Loctite it in place, because that's another, artisans do have a tendency for the pivot to lock loose, which happens with a lot of knives. And I'm just saying, like, it's not like I'm just saying like, oh, their knives are crappy because the pivot loosens. I've had a lot of knives that the pivot would get loose. I had to you have to Loctite this one, or because, well, I mean, there's a lot of force with that, but the pivot screw will work loose. So I have this one Loctited. And when I take it apart, I clean it up and all that. Looking forward to that knife, as well as the artisan Satyr. I have not seen that one. I don't even know what that one is. Not gonna lie to you, I did take some time today because it sits on my workbench. I sharpened this up and I put it on that ultra fine ceramic when I was done. This thing is probably the sharpest Swiss Army knife I've ever handled. And that one's real sharp, but I really spent a lot of time because the blade I use the most on this is this one. This one is like really sharp. Like, that's scary. I just love this. I've probably owned more Swiss Army knives than any other knife I've ever owned. Guys, I'm going to end this in about 15 minutes because I do have a lot of work left to do. Oh, okay. I know which one you're talking about. Chris. So Chris, Cerberus Knives. Chris is my friend. Chris over at Cerberus Knives is a good friend of mine. I have seen it then. The name just didn't ring a bell. So that's a good looking knife. Yeah, cue ball, you should. I've sharpened a couple of them. I've sharpened a couple of those Monterey Bay slaybacks. And so, matter of fact, that little asshole didn't call me back. I called him the other day and left and sent him a text. I was like, hey, give me a call when you get a chance. And Chris never called me back. I'm going to have to punch that dude in the neck next time I see him. I get that the ergonomics of the Wii Arrakis aren't for everyone, but the action is absolutely insane on mine, and the ergos are perfect for my hand. What do I think of the San Mai? I don't mind. I like it. Like, aesthetically, it's not like my favorite thing, but I also like the fact that if they do it that way, it's cheaper. Like, you can clad a really expensive core steel and use a smaller piece in a fairly inexpensive clad. And so you have a super expensive cutting edge that's going to hold up real well. And then just like crappy steel on the back. And like, are you going to use the spine of that knife? No, it's not a dagger. I like that idea. And that's one of the things. So I have a couple. Yeah, ZDP 189. It's good. How did you find the ZDP? Oh, the ZDP on a slayback is nowhere near as difficult to sharpen as the Rockstead was. This is San Mai, and I love this. And you can, I mean, it's clearly a core. And technically what you're looking at, that's what we would call like a Damascus style or pattern welded. It's just a clad. I don't dislike it. Aesthetically, I don't find it the most pleasing, but does it bother me? No. It's no different than if it had a hamon. Why do you think we don't see ZDP 189 on production knives? Well, you do. Spyderco's done it a lot. Okay. Spyderco's done it. Rockstead does it. Monterey Bay Knives has done a couple. The Slayback XL. Spyderco's done several runs in it. Mine was, the heat treat was fucked on mine. I don't know. It could just be it's expensive. It could be that it's difficult to work with. I believe it's one of those steels that's really touchy about heat treat. Like if you screw it up, like it's done. S125V is the same way. So I don't know. I mean, that probably is it right there. It's probably really expensive. Like Hitachi, I think the Hitachi Gold was expensive and hard to work with. Spyderco was supposed to do a run of those. Was it Spyderco or Benchmade? Was supposed to do a run of them for mass drop, and they were so delayed that they actually fined. It was either Benchmade or Spyderco. I don't remember which it was. I think it was Spyderco. And I think those were going to be a San Mai, and they just couldn't get them out on time. And I think that mass drop actually levied some fines against them for not meeting their contractual commitments. Cold Steel couldn't. I don't think they could. I think that they tried, and then I don't think that they were able to. I think that got changed because San Mai is a process, and they were not the first person to do it. San Mai is, it's like, okay, how do we, it's like Band-Aid. So Band-Aid, I'm feeling better. I'm not feeling great yet. Cam Man 532. I think it wound up being judged that it's a lot like Band-Aid or things like that. Like it was a brand name at one point, but now it's become so ubiquitous that now like you just can't say. I'm trying to think what the other one was. There's some things that have been around so long, and the lexicon has just reached the point where the name of that brand is synonymous with that product. Because I have news for you. Most people that have any sense don't buy actual Band-Aids because they're expensive. They buy the Equate elastic bandages that Walmart sells because they're as good, if not better, and they're half the price. Xerox, that was in our Kleenex. There you go. Kleenex, Xerox, and things like that. And then there's other things like, okay, to bring it back up, the whole thing between Gunny Juice and KPL. Well, KPL, yes, they bought those bottles and they were readily available for everyone, but the marketing was like, the whole thing was that like all of the imagery and things like that were centric on like KPL. And when someone else uses the exact same bottles, it's, I can't remember what they call it. But it's the same way that like, you won't see a company use a Coca-Cola shaped bottle. That Coke bottle shape, even though it's not trademarked, still is as when the packaging is as recognizable as the product itself, then that company has some protections. And that's basically where Ryan was at. But I think he I think he's making new bottles. And I gave him some, he's already made new labels. I gave him some design thoughts for like the KPL Heavy, because when you tip it up to try and get any to come out, it's such a pain. So I actually took a water bottle cap. I'll show you what I did. I took a water bottle cap and I glued it to my KPL Heavy bottle so that my KPL Heavy doesn't get flipped up. It sits like this all the time. That way the air that's in my KPL Heavy doesn't wind up in the straw. And so when I pull it out, instead of having to deal with all that air being in there, the second I squeeze it, I have KPL Heavy out and I don't have to like shake it and fight with getting the air out of it, because you squeeze it to a point and you're like, nothing came out, and you let go and the air sucks right back up in. So I completely avoided that by making myself a little stand so that just my KPL Heavy sits like that. Not that I couldn't do it. It's just, it's extra time. That saves me a little bit of time every time I take a knife apart and put it back together. I can just pull this out and I don't have to go fucking around shaking it to get the stuff forced down the tube. And I told him, I was like, that would be a good idea for the KPL Heavy. Put the label on it upside down and have it sit so it sits on its top as opposed to its bottom. Just little workarounds. I actually learned this from Chris and Elliot. They would do shit like this and set their nano oil down like this. That way they didn't have to. Oh, my stizzy's upstairs next to bed. Well, check out the little cold steel knife I made a video of recently. It's a small fixed blade with 3 different blades. Hey, I'm a country boy. Anything you can do to save yourself a little bit of time and hassle. So it just sits. So the other 2 bottles, the ultralight, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. If you guys have autos, get that KPL ultralight. It is the best. I'm gonna tell you right now, it is the best lubricant. I tried the Gunny Juice. It's not bad. It's a lot like the nano oil. KPL is hands down the best stuff I've ever used on knives, because it does exactly what they say it does. Like, it keeps the grit in suspension. It definitely lasts longer and it washes away harder. This is a gel that sits on your detent ball, and it's so much smoother than anything else I used. Nano oil. I still use nano oil. I use it on my pew-pews. But you know, it's so much better, in my opinion, to any of the other stuff. And I use it on my Arkansas stone to lubricate for sharpening, because it doesn't let the stone load up. It literally keeps the grit out of that stone, and I don't have to go back and clean that super old Arkansas stone that was my great grandfather's. It is great for that. This for the detent, but the ultralight is really good. Really, really good for autos, because it gets down in there. It doesn't really dry up. My autos get carried, so mine are gritty. I need to take them apart and clean them up a little bit. Don't recommend taking them apart. I do not recommend taking apart your autos if you don't know what you're doing. But with this KPL ultralight, you really don't have to take them apart to do it. You can pretty much put a couple drops on either side of the blade, then work it back and forth, and then all that nastiness comes up on the blade. Just wipe it off, and then just keep doing that, and wipe it off till it stops showing, and then put another like one more drop on each side. Ryan sent me, well, I gave you guys, I did a giveaway where I gave away a bunch of KPL. I think I gave away like 2 or 3 bottles. My wife has a bottle in there she uses on her sewing machine. I have the ultralight, the regular weight, and this that I keep out here. And I think I have a couple spare bottles. Pardon me. I know I just hit the microphone. Blame Dexter. Do I have any recommendation for strops? I would find Alex Garland, Outdoors 55 on Instagram. And pardon me. I bet that's loud because I have a microphone. That's who I would go after. I've seen his strops. If you can afford them, Big Brown Bear and Strop House. Or is it Strop House or Knife House? Jesus. I'm allergic to something. So, guys, that's it. It's already 10 o'clock. I still have to film an entire video. Use one of my affiliate links that's in the description of my videos, and then go back and order it that way. That way I get, guys, if you are buying anything If you're buying, is that? Oh. I don't know what I'm allergic to. Guys, if you're buying anything on Amazon, I would really, really appreciate it if you guys would find one of my affiliate links. Just save it as like a way to get into YouTube, or Amazon, and just purchase your stuff through there. Amazon does pay me, and even if it's not, even if you click on something and it's not the item, if once you're using that affiliate link and you search something else, I still get credit for it. So I would really appreciate it if you guys do any shopping, just save one of my affiliate links and use that as a portal. So, ooh, my buddy's mom. Oh my goodness, my buddy's mom bought him 2 of the full sets of 3, and he's like, "Good God, that's enough to last somebody a lifetime." I've actually went through a couple bottles, but I'm not just only doing my knives. Oh my goodness, Hobbit. Why, thank you. I've just got to get like Matt. I got to get Matt and Bianca to do it because they buy a lot of stuff on Amazon. I do too, but I'm not allowed to use my own affiliate links. Well, Walt, that's great. I'm glad you appreciate it. Guys, remember, Friday's even going to be better because I'm going to have Bobby DeMarco from the Knife Junkie podcast on. So I got to go, guys. Like I said, I have to film and edit an entire video so that because I have to take the kids skating. I'm going to have to do the same thing tomorrow night too. So guys, I love you all. Take it easy. I'm out. You guys want a countdown on the way out just because it's fun? Do you guys want to do a countdown on the way out? What? Thank you, Todd. Yeah, I mean, I'm asking you guys. I just like watching the countdown. So if you guys want a countdown, somebody throw an answer up. Count us down. All right, cool. That's why I just have to have an excuse to watch my own countdown. Get ready. Here it comes.
29.
28.
27.
26.
25.
24.
23.
22. 21.
20.
19.
18.
17.
16.
15.
14. 13. 12.
11.
10.
9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9.
8.
6.
6. What happened to 7?
7.
5.
4.
3.
2.
1. 0.
I love that. That's one of my favorite things I've ever found. I didn't make that. I found it, and it's great. And whoever had done it, I will give you absolute credit if you reach out to me. Like I absolutely love that. Guys, I love you all. Like Todd said, don't forget to hit the like button. Like, share, subscribe, drop a comment, and I'll see you all later.